3-4. 3-4. 3-4.
the bloop will be here in HO scale. He's a funny guy, though, Scott. I just have to let you know, he's a funny guy. Even from heaven. So, Scuttlebutt, Thomas, Frank's okay?
You know, I've not heard, but he's such a insanely tough guy.
And I don't know if you noticed, in the fourth quarter, after Gargiulo they had him in, but they weren't running it. It's almost like they were decoying.
Well, for a long season, this guy really good. It's the only one.
So,
unbelievable. You're unbelievable. You're so unbelievable. You're unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am ready for this. As from High Atop the Ridge, yeah, I think the volume's a little bit loud there, Scott. My apologies. But from High Atop the Ridge on Route 84, near Route 84 in Wickliffe, Ohio, on a beautiful Friday evening. It's the Worldwide Blue Devil Network as tonight, coming on a little bit late here, and we'll tell you why in a moment. It's your Wickliffe Blue Devils as they're hosting tonight from Akron, Ohio, the Kenmore-Garfield Golden Rams. Hi again, once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frank Foti, and along with Scott Tennant, an alumnus of Wickliffe High, and introducing to the Worldwide Blue Devil Network tonight, bigger than ESPN, a junior from Wickliffe High School, is Tony Throckmorton. And Tony, welcome to the Worldwide Blue Devil Network.
Thank you for having me here.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. So tonight, Scott, I don't know, is it going to be Scott, Frank, and Tony, or Larry, Curly, and Mo?
I was hoping for Howard, Don, and Frank.
Ooh.
Harkening back to some Monday Night Football.
Oh, you know what? Turn out the lights. The party's over. The whole
There
kind
you
of
go.
thing.
Yeah,
All
there you
right.
go. There
All
you
right.
go.
Ladies and gentlemen, also we want to, aside from wishing you, welcoming you onto the Worldwide Blue Devil Network tonight, which is on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, as well as on the radio tonight. We are simulcast along on WINT, AM and FM, AM 1330 and 101.5 on the FM dial. So out of Willoughby, Ohio. So want to, their audience, welcome. I know we've got people from the Akron area tonight, Scott, clicking in from Kenmore-Garfield.
The Kenmore-Garfield Athletics Twitter account was kind enough to tweet out the link, so we welcome to all those Golden Rams fans that are joining us tonight.
So before we get any further, probably need to let everybody know why tonight, because the schedule says game number 4 is Fairport Harbor at Wickliffe, although Fairport Harbor is at home tonight, and we hope everybody's okay there, but unfortunately they had to cancel like yesterday morning. I believe it had to do with
COVID issues.
COVID
issues with the skippers, unfortunately.
So a tip of the hat to the Wickliffe coaching staff and athletic department, Harrison McCall, as they were able to get in touch with folks down in Akron, Ohio, and the Kenmore-Garfield Golden Rams are here tonight. So we're starting a half hour later because our guests, they had to make their way up from probably a couple of area codes away, and they're coming into tonight's game. We don't know a lot about them. Scott was able to get some information about them. But the Golden Rams are coming in tonight with a record of 1 win, 2 losses. Your Blue Devils are coming into tonight with a record of 1 win and 2 losses. Unfortunately, last week out in Painesville, Ohio against the Red Raiders didn't go our way, but we'll see if we can't fix that tonight. So, gentlemen, young man, welcome.
Great to be here, Frank. My gosh, another beautiful night here at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium.
That's right, and
on
Scott,
the turf.
Scott, I'm looking up at blue sky, and Tony, do you see anything up in the sky? Do you see anything that looks like a blimp?
Nope, I don't see anything that looks like a blimp.
All right.
Now, let it be known, I've never promised I'll get the Goodyear blimp here,
Well,
but I'm trying
okay.
to get the blimp here.
Although Silvio Dante, our executive producer, says we're going to have it in HO scale. So, all right, Scott, I'll shut up now and take it away.
Well, Frank, this has been such a unique week. We're starting a half hour later, not the opponent we expected, as you said. But what do we know about the Kenmore-Garfield Golden Rams? It's not a whole lot, but I think it's going to be a good matchup for the Blue Devils tonight. As you mentioned, both teams coming into this game with 1 and 2 records. The Golden Rams started. They had a season-opening win over Springfield, and then they've lost their last 2 games to Norton and Rhodes is an opponent we've had in recent years, so we're at least familiar with them. They are officially a Division II team, so a bigger school than Wickliffe by a wide margin. They do play in the Akron City Series League, and like everyone last year, they, of course, had a COVID-shortened season in which they finished 1-4 overall, 1-3 within the Akron City Series. They do have 10 lettermen coming back this year, including their quarterback, a junior by the name of Demir Kidd, one of their key running backs, Javon Fisher, whose name we should be calling a lot tonight, and someone that we know, Coach Boyd, Kemp Boyd from Kenmore-Garfield, likes a lot. He's a defensive back and running back by the name of Ronald Belfield, whose name you're going to hear quite a bit. Interesting bit of trivia here, Frank. This is kind of interesting. They do have a defensive back, wide receiver, running back. He's a jack of all trades, a guy named DeMonte Terry. He is actually the cousin of former Ohio State, Buffalo Bills, and Minnesota Vikings standout Antoine Winfield, who went to Akron-Garfield. Now, if you're wondering what is Kenmore-Garfield, you may, if you're like me, you were familiar at one point with Akron-Kenmore High School. You were familiar with Akron-Garfield High School. It turns out 4 years ago, those two schools merged into Kenmore-Garfield.
Got it.
And Antoine Winfield, when it was just Garfield, he went to Garfield. So, that is about, other than the audio that Mark captured from Coach Boyd before the game, that's about all we know at this point about the Golden Rams. It'll be interesting, as it is with all teams that see it for the first time, to see how they defensively react to Wickliffe's pistol wing tee offense.
And likewise, it'll be interesting to see how the Blue Devils will react to whatever the Golden Rams are going to throw at the Blue Devils tonight.
Absolutely.
So, because, one of the challenges last week was the Blue Devil defense. They had a little bit of a challenge trying to contain that very quick offense of the Red Raiders at Harvey High.
Yeah, and their quarterback, my goodness, his name escapes me, from Harvey. What a talented young man, Rick Coleman.
Yeah, very
talented, very speedy,
talented.
athletic young man. Interesting development. Speaking of that Harvey game, Frank, that was an interesting development on the special teams end for Wickliffe last week, and we'll talk a little bit more about these two young men. But there were two Blue Devils that made their football debuts last week at Harvey for Wickliffe, and that is the kicking corps. Juniors Noah Tellisman and Colin Casey. Now, they are both standout members of the Wickliffe boys soccer team, and they came on to do the kicking and punting last week. Go ahead.
And if memory serves, I think Colin was up here in the booth with us 2 weeks ago, so the football team poached him from the Worldwide Blue Devil Network.
From there. And I'll tell you, Frank, having the privilege of being the PA announcer for the boys soccer team, I get to see those young men play all the time. And I can tell you, both have very strong legs, both standout young men, great athletes. And I will tell you what, one of the interesting things last week, watching Noah Tellisman punt, he averaged 41 yards a punt. And here's an interesting stat from Mr. Tim Shirer from the class of '87, who runs the Lake County Sentinel online newspaper. Tim points out that Ray Guy of Oakland Raiders fame, who was a Hall of Famer, the first punter ever inducted into the Hall of Fame, averaged 42 yards a kick. Now, of course, a lot of that was he hung it up so high that no one ever returned it. But statistically, Noah Tellisman is within 3 feet of Ray Guy.
So I think, they're probably carving his bust out down in Canton as we speak.
I think so. And we should also mention Colin Casey, who was doing some place kicking last week. He did come onto the field to attempt a 38-yard field goal. While he did push it wide left, he had the leg.
I saw that.
He had the distance there. So it'll be interesting to see those two young men strategically how they're used and what they're able to do to help this Blue Devil team tonight.
Very cool. Very cool. We're about 20 minutes away from kickoff. A little bit later on, Mark had a chance to chat with head coach Kemp Boyd of the Golden Rams. We'll hear from him. And, also there's a number of things going on with regard to the Alumni Association. We do want to pass along. Next month, we will be having an induction ceremony for the it's Achievement this year, Achievement Hall of Fame. So check all of that information out on the WickliffeAlumni.org website, as well as you can join us for that induction ceremony, get tickets, and that's going to be a wonderful evening. As I know that from the faculty, Coach. He was a coach as well as a teacher. Pete Wolfgram is going to be one of the inductees. A big draw for sure.
In and of itself, for sure.
Besides, coaching, which I know he did down at the old junior high / middle school. He was very involved with the Rockefeller Road Review. I think he actually created it. I
believe that is true.
Which was put on in what was our study hall, which became like the little auditorium at
Room 111, the Matchbox Theater.
That's right.
That is true. And Frank, by the way, this being an Achievement Hall of Fame induction, I would be remiss if I did not mention that a person here in the booth with us tonight is a member of the Achievement Hall of Fame, and that would be you yourself, Mr. Foti, a member of the Wickliffe Achievement Hall of Fame.
Well, they were having a low moment that year.
No. Don't sell yourself short, my friend.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor, and, it's also part of being able to pay it forward here for basically the love of my life, 44092 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils. I'd be remiss, Scott, I have Tony here. I want to call you Odell Beckham. He's got this Cleveland number 13 jersey on. Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a junior here at Wickliffe High School.
Yes, sir.
And I understand that you're quite the bowler.
Yeah. So I've been bowling for about 13 years now. Over those 13 years, I've gone over many of tournaments, many of special tournaments to go out of state and have the chance to bowl. This past summer in July, I went to Indianapolis for Junior Gold, which is one of the biggest junior national tournaments in the world. I finished 800th out of 1,300 kids in my age division. And then overall, throughout my years, for 300 games, I have 13 perfect 300 games.
There you go. And so the whole thing about the jersey has nothing to do with a wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
It's the number of perfect games that this young man's thrown.
I think if you knock down the number of pins I've knocked down in a lifetime, if you add them up, it does not add up to a perfect game. That is very impressive.
That-
my
that is
friend.
impressive.
13. Wow, and he's a left-handed bowler,
And-
right-handed in other things, but a left-handed bowler.
So we've got 3 lefties, sort of lefties, in the booth tonight.
That's gotta love it.
Oh, boy.
Gotta love it. Mark, you need to
Yeah.
adjust there, brother.
So we're about 16 and a half minutes away from kickoff. Once again, want to welcome the audience for WINT Radio, AM and FM. Good to have you with us, as well as everybody on YouTube Live and Facebook Live, as we'll be bringing the tonight's action, which is between the Golden Rams of Kenmore-Garfield and your Wickliffe Blue Devils. I'm just wondering, since we're all trying to learn a little bit more about the Golden Rams, now might be a good time to see what head coach Kemp Boyd had to say with regard where Mark had a chance to speak with him just a little bit ago.
Well, we're back at it at home here at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium, and as crazy as this year's been in the last 48 hours for both teams, we have a replacement team coming in, and we're happy to welcome head coach Kemp Boyd of the Kenmore-Garfield High School Golden Rams, correct? Correct. And Coach, welcome to Wickliffe Memorial Field, and the last 48 hours, talk about from your team's perspective what that's been like in preparing for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it's been challenging, but it's been a good challenge. What we talk about a lot in football is sudden change, right? So this is one of our sudden change moments. We walked off the field, I believe, on Wednesday, knowing and believing and preparing for one team. I get a call from my AD saying, hey, that team needs to cancel due to COVID. And so next morning we didn't have a game. And so, our AD, Mike DeFalco, did a great job of finding a team. He ends up texting me and says, hey, come down to my office. And he's like, hey, Wickliffe has an open. What do you think? I said, hey, man, let's see what they think. And so want to transition, but at the same time, it's funny. We as coaches coach our kids to do a certain thing, but when it happens to us as coaches, that sudden change moment, it's really about how we're going to respond to it. And I feel like our coaches responded well.
So with the short preparation time, did you get to see Wickliffe on video? And was there some long hours here over the last couple of days for you? Walk us through your last couple of days.
Yeah. So I ended up talking to the head football coach here. I'm sorry, I can't.
Mars Purcello.
Yes. And so we ended up talking, exchanging film, and probably from the time we got it, we've been looking at it ever since. So we're trying to do a crash course before we had practice yesterday afternoon, because we want to prepare our kids as far as formations and fronts and stuff like that we're going to see. But yeah, man, it's heavy as it was back in college, right? Like pulling an all-nighter was a real thing for us for sure.
So, Coach, you come in here, and we're glad you all were able to come up and have this game scheduled with us. Look forward to the game here this evening. Yeah. And as Blue Devils fans, and what we're watching, because it'll be televised, and of course the audio on the radio as well, and WINT, talk about your team and what a football fan can expect from the Rams.
Yeah, man, I believe, man, we want to be a physical football team. We want to establish a run like I think every good team wants to do, and we want to be physical at the point of attack. That's very important for us offensively. Defensively, it's the same way, but we're going to run, we're going to pursue the ball, and we're going to hit, wrap, and tackle. We're a fast-flowing football team, and we expect to get all 11 hats to the ball.
Well, to be more specific about the team, let's talk about the offense. Yeah. Quarterback, your quarterback, some key players, your O-line, senior leadership.
Yeah, our quarterback is Damir Kidd. He kind of makes everything go for us offensively. I'm really excited about our backfield and what they're going to be able to do. We got a freshman running the ball tonight, Isaiah Matthews, who we really have a lot of trust in, a lot of confidence in, and very excited to see what he's going to do tonight. So he's going to be making his second start for us. And also, man, I think our O-line up front, man, they make everything go. So from our quarterback, Damir Kidd, getting us lined up, getting us going, and making sure we're in the right stuff that we need to be in, man, that's very important. And he's a senior for us. Been playing for me now for 4 years, and we put a lot of responsibilities on him.
On the defensive side of the ball, you said you play fast. It's a free-flowing defense. Talk about some of the players who you can look out for, and some of the guys that will be leading the defense this season. Yeah,
I think, first of all, number 19, our free safety, DeMonte Terry, man, he's a ball player. He's a ball hawk. He's going to be around the ball as much as possible. And we believe in getting turnovers. So that we're going to surround the ball as much as possible. But our DNs, the two seniors, One is Ronell Foles, number 14. Number 13 is Keyshawn Younger. Both those guys get off the ball. They can pursue the ball really well. They're really fast. And we're looking at great linebacker play from Ronald Belfield Jr., number 3, and also Jace Palmer. And we're looking for them to really shore us up on the back end and make sure, man, we get lined up in the correct fronts.
Finally, last one for me, Coach. When you look at the Blue Devils on film, what do the Rams have to do to be successful this evening?
Well, man, we got to probably meet their aggression. You know, they're big up front, which is a really awesome thing for them, obviously. But we got to be big up front, and we got to make sure we make solid tackles. We got to wrap people up and tackle people. We can do that. We feel like, man, we put ourselves in a really good position defensively. We got to limit their got to limit what they want to do, obviously. And offensively, man, we got to sustain drives. That's the bottom line. We want to sustain drives and give our defense some rest and want to move the ball offensively.
Coach Boyd, thanks for joining us. Good luck tonight. Welcome to Wickliffe.
Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
And there we were able to pick up a little bit of the Wickliffe High School alma mater. Mark, great interview there. We were able to learn a little bit about the Golden Rams tonight. Your take for tonight's action?
Well, Coach Boyd, real nice guy. And I'll tell you, real personable. Sat down for a little bit even before the interview and started talking. You can tell he's a player's coach. You could just probably tell that. I think they like him very much. He's been at the school a while. I think he said, well, I know for a fact his quarterback, who we're going to see, Demir Kidd, the starting quarterback, he will be wearing number 6. He's been with him all 4 years. He's been him since he was a freshman, and he's been here long before that, so I'm guessing 7-8 years. Coach Boyd has been with the Rams. They're a fast group, as my brother said earlier, and he actually made mention of that in the interview that I spoke with him, and he picked out DeMonte Terry as one of the real ball hawks, and one of the numbers he wears number 19. And that's the number we'll be looking for on defense. They're fast last week. I had a chance to look at some of their film from last week. Fast defense. They recovered a couple of fumbles. And, once they knock that ball loose, everybody moves to that ball. So they like the gang tackle. And as Coach said, they're a free-flowing defense. So look forward to that tonight. And it's going to be a good test for the Blue Devils with 48 hours notice.
And you know what, Mark, when you think about it, because we had a chance to watch last week's action, Harvey was fairly quick on the ball on the defensive side, as well as kind of free-flowing. So hopefully Coach Purcello and the Blue Devils have been able to make some adjustments from last week to this week, because it's kind of like what we saw from the Brookside game to the East Tech game. It's like the week after, the Devils really were looking good.
Well, yeah, I sure hope so, because last week it was
challenged.
The biggest problem they had last week, it seemed to be the center to quarterback exchange. More times than not, it was either over the head, on the ground, over to the side, and it caused a couple of turnovers for the Blue Devils. So they had to get that cleaned up this week, and I'm sure, as we know Coach Purcello, as we know Mars, I would bet you a nickel that they had a heck of a week of practice, a good week of practice, and they're ready for tonight. And he did say, I didn't get a chance to speak with him on tape, but briefly had a chance to speak with him. He said it's been a wild 48 hours. A lot of film study. It was just like Coach Boyd said. It was like pulling all-nighters, watching film and trying to get a handle on the team that they were going to come in here this evening. And they're a fast team, and I think that's what we can expect.
Well, we do know the Devils have a little bit of speed of their own, but the whole key, Mark, is, like you mentioned, execution is going to be critical. And you really don't realize that it doesn't take much, but like a fraction of a second. If that center to quarterback snap is off just a bit, the whole thing can fall apart.
Right.
So I understand, Tony, I guess tonight is what? We've got not only just the varsity, but we've got some people from the middle school, correct?
Yes. We have our middle school cheerleaders and and marching band down there. They're here for tonight's game. That's all I really know about it. I didn't really get into any depth with it.
That's great. That is great. So, Mark, I guess we have a starting defensive lineup for the Golden Rams. Basically, with regard to Wickliffe, we pretty much can put that together ourselves. So, I guess you have the starters for the Golden. Go ahead.
Yeah, for the Golden Rams, the starting defense, we're going to talk to and introduce right now. Number 1, the cornerback Damian Martin. Number 3, he is a corner and a fast one, and you're going to hear his name a lot this evening, Ronald Belfield. At the other corner, number 4, that's DeMarco Thomas. Number 7, Marquise Vaughn is another corner going to be in and out and playing this evening. Number 13, defensive end, Keenan Younger. And number 14, Rynell Folds. 2 fast guys, 2 guys that really, really move to the ball. And once again, you're going to see and hear from them tonight. Younger, a 6'5", 195 senior. And Folds is a 185-pound senior as well, 5'10". Another ball hawk that we talked about here briefly just a few minutes ago, number 19 is playing safety, DeMonte Terry. Another number and name you'll be hearing this evening. Number 22 at linebacker is Antwain Williams. And number 33 at linebacker, Johnny Burks. And at the other linebacker, number 35, Jace Palmer. Once again, Coach talked about Palmer just a few minutes ago, 5'9", 175-pound senior. And finally, the other defensive tackle, number 55, and one of the leaders on the team. One of the younger ones on the team. But he's just starting. Very excited for Christian Edwards is Coach Boyd.
Wonderful. And want to welcome everybody who's clicked in from the Akron area tonight. Glad to have you with us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. And when the Devils have the ball, number 1 is our junior quarterback, Sean Durgantz. Also, we'll see in the backfield, hopefully number 6, Vinny Gargiulo. I know he got banged up a little bit last week, but hopefully he's ready to roll back once again. I believe number 9, E.J. Mester. We'll see him in there in the backfield. And then I think, if I get it correctly here, with regard to wide receivers, number 21, Jude Devaney. And I believe number 22, James Calvin, will be in there at wide receiver for the Blue Devils. On the offensive line, one more in the backfield there because of the wing T, number 42, Thomas Wins, who normally had been on the offensive line and a linebacker, but they've moved him into the backfield, and what an improvement we saw in the running game against East Tech here 2 weeks ago. So also continuing on with the offensive starting lineup here, number 57, Patrick Quinn. He's a junior. And I believe Caden Urban is in there on the offensive line. And number Alex Cunningham, I believe, will be in there at center. And rounding out the offensive line, I believe, is Noah Garrison and I think that I may have it there. So, gang, I'm sorry we didn't have a chance to talk with Coach Purcello to get the exact starting lineup. So I was trying to pull that one in there from memory. So we're about 3 minutes away from the starting kickoff tonight. It's a perfect night for football, and as we talk quite a bit, Football Night in America does begin here in 44092. Not a cloud in the sky. We'll check Doppler Devil radar. 70 degrees, basically no humidity, no rain in the forecast as the Blue Devils are making their way out onto the field. Tonight they'll be in their home, all blue jerseys and pants with the gold helmets. And our guests from Akron tonight will be in their, it looks like a burgundy jersey and pants and a gold Ram helmet. So we're just about ready for tonight's opening kickoff as the Wickliffe Blue Devils are hosting the Kenmore-Garfield Rams.
Yeah, Frank, finally, after 2 weeks, And last week at Harvey, we finally get to see football once again. And albeit put together at the last minute, and if you're just joining us and you're wondering how come we're not saying the Fairport High School Skippers, it's because, well, they had to cancel due to COVID reasons this week, and the same thing happened to the opponents of the Golden Rams. And Coach Purcello and Coach Boyd were able to get together, put this thing together, thanks to the athletic directors of both schools, Harrison McCall here, Mike Falco down in Akron, putting all of this together, and short notice, and it was really fun, as Coach Boyd was saying, if you didn't have a chance to, and you're just tuning in, he said it was like pulling an all-nighter trying to figure out, not only how to play the Blue Devils, but since they run such a different kind of style football.
Military personnel and civil service who aided in the rescue and cleanup caused by the attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Thank you.
A moment of silence there for the victims. Of course, the anniversary coming tomorrow from 9/11. But as I was saying, with Coach Boyd, he said it was kind of a fun week in a way because it was just like pulling all-nighters back in college and trying to see, again, the unconventional style of the Blue Devils with the wing tee, a variation of that, and they never see it. So it's hopefully that works in our favor tonight a little bit, but we'll see what happens. They're a Division II school.
Yep.
But it doesn't seem like they have really that many more kids than we have that are dressing this evening. So,
while I was setting up, Mark, I was talking with their offensive coordinator. I think they've got a roster of about 35.
Okay,
so
it's close.
A few more than what the Blue Devils have. So a little bit of Wickliffe Blue Devil and Akron high school football trivia. The last time the Wickliffe Blue Devils faced a school from Akron was in the playoffs in 1999. And in that game, the Wickliffe Blue Devils, basically, because of the outcome of that game, began the basketball career of one LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron was a freshman, and so he could not be involved with anything having to do with his first basketball practice or game as a freshman until football season ended. And the Wickliffe Blue Devils did him a wonderful favor, which has basically put him on a fast track to what will probably be a Hall of Fame career. So it looks like the Blue Devils are going to have it first because teeing it up for the Golden Rams, we'll get a name and a number here for you.
16
is Clinton Kojo. So the Devils are still on the sideline getting some last-minute instructions from special teams coach as they're going to come on out, and it looks like going back deep for Wickliffe will be number 1, Sean Durgance, number 9, E.J. Mester, and number 6, Vinny Gargiulo. So it's good to see Gargiulo back out there because he got banged up a little bit in the Harvey game last week, as did Thomas Wentz. So the Devils are ready. They're going to put a kick underneath it. A high end over end kick comes down to Gargiulo at about the 18-yard line. He's up over the 20. He's going to get met by a host of Rams at about the 28-yard line. Where in there to make the tackle
was Antoine Williams. Number 22.
Number 22 was in there on that tackle there for the Golden Rams, where the Blue Devils will put it into play 1st and 10. A very favorable spot right at the Wickliffe 30-yard line. So we're just underway. We're glad to have you with us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. Frank Foti, Scott Tennant, Mark Tennant, and Tony Throckmorton. Tony, I knew I was going to butcher it, buddy, but who's joining us from Wickliffe High School tonight. They're in the shotgun. Durgant's going to take it, going to take off around the right side. He's going to get ahead about maybe 2 yards, where he's going to get out there, and it looked like number 13, which is Keyshawn
Younger, and he's one of the defensive ends that Coach Boyd talked about and raved about right on top of that play and right down in front of us.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Blue Devils. Ball at their own 33. Durgant's in the pistol formation with Gargiulo to his right. The snap is back. Hand off to Gargiulo, who's going to get met in basically, if they give him, no, he's going to lose a few on that one. Where good pursuit there was, I think.
That was Rynell Folds, number 14, the other defensive end on the other side from Younger.
Mark, in the early going, you can see the quickness of the Golden Rams on the defensive side as it'll now bring up a 3rd and 10. We're just underway here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. Gargiulo right behind Durgant's. When the shotgun, the snap is back. Durgant's rolling to his left. He sets, he fires, he completes it. He's got a first down as a run out of bounds there at about the 42-yard line was, I believe that was Vincent Gargiulo on the reception there, and he was wide open in the flat. And, you know, that's one of those where you run into the left and you got to throw back across your body. And Durgant's put a nice zip on that one. So it'll be Devils have it 1st and 10 now at their own 42-yard line. It was a gain of 12 on that play. The snap is back. Durgant's looking to throw. He's under pressure, and he's going to take off to the left side. He's across the 40. He's going to get just beyond the line of scrimmage out to about the 43, where good pursuit there. And by that quick defense, it looked like number 7, which is Marquise Vaughn for the Golden Rams.
Rynell Folds was over there as well from his defensive end spot, number 14, 5'10", 185-pound senior leader for that Golden Ram defense.
There's speed on this Akron team, Mark. You can see it already in just the first series as they're trying to defend the Devils. The snap is back. The handoff to Gargiulo. He's going to go over left tackle. He's going to push his way. The pile pushes him out to about the 48-yard line. They met him at about the 45, but he just kept his feet moving, and he was able to get out to about the 48, where it's going to set up a rather manageable 3rd and about, we'll call it about 4. They got to get to the 48-yard line of Kenmore-Garfield to get the first down. Ooh, we've got a good motion there by Durgant's, and it looked like the left defensive end.
Sean Younger.
Yep.
Yep, that was Younger.
Yep, he came jumping across, and by way of penalty, that'll set the Devils up with a first down as it's going to move it into Kenmore-Garfield territory at the 47. Just underway, 9:05 to go here in the first quarter, no score. First possession by the Blue Devils. As now Chase Benadio moves from right to left on the wing tee. The snap is back. Gargiulo right up the middle, and he's probably going to make the line of scrimmage and no more. Where the interior part of the defensive line for Kenmore-Garfield was in there on that tackle.
Number 55, Christian Edwards, led the way for the Golden Rams, and it's another one of those players that Coach Boyd likes and says you'll hear a lot of tonight here on defense.
Mark, if you look, you can see where the linebackers are now creeping up to the line of scrimmage, almost like they want to, try to contain Wickliffe and almost dare them to put the ball up in the air. As it looks like Wentz now in the backfield as he's going to try to block for Durgant's, who's going to take off and run. He's going to get inside the 45 down to about the 43-yard line.
Marquise Vaughn coming up from his corner position here on the near side to make that tackle.
Devils trying to operate rather quickly with a no huddle as it'll be 3rd and 6. Ball at the Kenmore-Garfield 47. Again, motion on the line there by Kenmore-Garfield, but I don't think they broached the line of scrimmage.
The 2 defensive ends are standing upright and just ready to go.
Wentz on the left pocket. Durgant's looking to throw. He sets, he fires, and it's in and out of the hands of Gargiulo down at about the 30-yard line. It's going to be incomplete.
Antwain Williams, number 22, on the defense there, and I think might have gotten there a second too soon, but no call there. Fourth down now for the Devils.
We'll see what Wickliffe chooses to do, as it looks like coming on in punt formation is number 56, which is Noah Talisman. He's going to be standing back at about the Wickliffe 42-yard line. Back, got a couple guys deep. For Kenmore-Garfield, we have a punt that's going to basically bound at about the 28 and roll, get down at about the 25-yard line. Where down there for Wickliffe was Chase Benadio to down it, as we'll now see what the Golden Rams have up their sleeve as they'll go on offense for the first time here tonight. Once again, we've got, want to welcome everybody from WINT, AM and FM, as
and the Rams are led by senior quarterback number 6, Demir Kidd. He brings them out onto the field right now.
And they set up in kind of like a split backfield, like a variation of a pistol formation, as the quarterback's going to keep it himself and try to go over right tackle and get out to over the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
Kevin Strickling starting at quarterback, a freshman, on that first play, and just taking the ball and just following his blocks to the right. That was interesting.
So it's going to set up the Golden Rams with a 2nd and 3, ball at their own 32-yard line. They have an interesting dark burgundy jersey, pants with a golden stripe, and golden burgundy Ram-style helmets, much like the Los Angeles Rams would have. They line up in a full house backfield. A handoff as they go over what would be left guard.
Thomas Wentz with the tackle.
And on the carry there, Wentz was able to bring it down, but it was Antoine Williams on the carry. As it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Golden Rams, as we're about halfway through the first quarter here. No score from Wickliffe Memorial Stadium. Once again, they set up, guys, it's the old full house backfield. Haven't seen that in years. Quarterback up under center as they give a handoff first. Number 25, who is Isaiah Matthews. He gets out over right guard, and nice
tackle there by Thomas.
As Thomas Wentz was able to bring him down, but not before he was able to get out to about midfield, so that'll be a fresh set of downs for the Golden Rams. 1st and 10, Kenmore-Garfield, right at midfield.
Isaiah Matthews is a freshman as well, so Coach Boyd mixing it up and including a lot of freshmen already on this series.
This time they set up in a shotgun formation, put a man in motion, and hand it quickly to number 19, who gets ahead as he goes wide right over inside the 45 down to about the Wickliffe 41-yard line, just shy of a first down. And I believe on that carry was DeMonte Terry. As he came in motion, took the quick handoff. So it's going to be 2nd and less than a yard. And Golden Rams are on the move here in their first possession here tonight at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium. Now they set up in a shotgun formation with 3 backs in the backfield along with the quarterback. Interesting formation, and almost like a wildcat as it goes to number 25 once again, and that is Isaiah Matthews. He's got the first down and more as he goes over right tackle, gets down in there about the 35-yard line. As number 57 there, Patrick Quinn for the Blue Devils, was there to bring him down.
Well, I'll tell you, if the first line of defense on these running plays are going to be your linebackers, it could be a long night.
It could be, Mark. It could be.
as the clock continues to roll. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, the Blue Devils hosting the Golden Rams of Kenmore-Garfield down in Akron. Nice crowd tonight. Beautiful weather.
Once again, the handoff to Matthews over right tackle. He's down inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line, where it looks like Metzger was up there from his defensive backfield spot to help bring him down. But, Mark, they're chewing up good yardage on, like, first down. And, you know, when you're able to do that, you can be very successful in high school football. That's for sure.
Some big guys up front there for the Golden Rams.
It'll be 2nd and 4, ball at the 29-yard line. Again, a full house backfield out of a shotgun. And they give it to number 1, who's got the first down and more as he scoots down the right sideline and into the end zone for a 29-yard touchdown. And that is
Damian Martin, number 1.
Number 1, the senior. So Martin is in there as Kenmore-Garfield strikes first on the 29-yard dash by Damian Martin.
Very efficient drive from the Golden Rams, right down the field, almost methodically, and relying on that running game, as Coach Boyd said they would. And some of the speed on offense as well, especially with some of these end-arounds and handoffs where the wide receivers are just, you know, almost a jet sweep. And you saw number 1, Damian Martin, just a second ago, do just that on a handoff.
So the Golden Rams setting up and going for 2 here as
Thomas met him in the backfield.
Thomas Wentz, Thomas Wentz was able to get the quarterback in the backfield, so the 2-point conversion is not successful. And with 3:26 to go here in quarter number 1, the Golden Rams of Kenmore-Garfield strike first, and the score is Kenmore-Garfield 6, Wickliffe nothing.
We have a formation of geese right now. That's the closest we're going to get to a blimp this evening.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, I mean, Scott, I mean, come on, bud. But we'll take it if that's what it's going to be. It's a beautiful night from high atop the ridge here at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium. I want to give a shout-out to Erie, PA, to Rick Rambaldo and Sherry, Mike Urich, who may be probably clicking in from either Kirtland Hills or Geneva. A host of folks here with us tonight. We're glad you are with us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network as we've got tonight's ball game between the Golden Rams from Kenmore-Garfield down in Akron and your Wickliffe Blue Devils.
And if you're listening along the line, no matter where, Facebook, if it's on YouTube, if it's on the WickliffeAlumni.org page, let us know where you're listening from. We would love to know, and welcome wherever you're listening from. And it's a beautiful night here, just as perfect as it was tonight. No heat, nothing like it was the last time.
It was an oven 2 weeks ago.
It's just a great night for football at the center of the universe, 44092.
So once again, the Golden Rams, they got it teed up. And we have a high-end over-end kick's going to come down. Dragance is going to get it at about the 20-yard line. He's across the 25, and he's going to get met by a host of Golden Rams there. Looked like number 15 was one of the gang in there. Devion Logan.
Marquise Vaughn was in on the tackle as well, and they got down the field really, really quick. Dragance didn't have much running room at all, and the Blue Devils are going to be starting at the 26-yard line, their own. And now we don't even have to say moving left to right across your radio dial anymore, because we can see right on your screen, no matter.
Although tonight you are moving left to right on the radio dial on
right.
WINT, AM and FM.
Right. Welcome to those folks.
So the Devils will have it 1st and 10, ball marked right at their own 26-yard line. And the shotgun, the snap is to Dragance. Ball's on the ground. It's going to get picked up by number 14 and taken into the end zone for a Golden Rams touchdown.
Rhinell
Rhinell Folds. And Mark, he shot in there, but again, there was a problem on the exchange there between Dragance and Gargiulo, and the ball bounced right into his hands, and he basically was able to walk into the end zone as the Golden Rams are able to put 6 more up on the board, and we'll see what happens here as they come on for the point after.
Well, once again, we saw a little bit of this last week in Harvey as well, even on some of the exchanges there. Hopefully the Blue Devils can get that worked out here.
Yeah, those are the things, you hope that through practice and repetition you're able to eliminate. But once again, as we've mentioned last, against the East Tech, this is a young, inexperienced Blue Devils team, and these are the things you try to learn from and, iron out the kinks, so to speak. So, Golden Rams are set up in a full house, two-point conversion going ahead as basically right up the middle, I believe it was number 1, Damian Martin, for the successful two-point conversion. And with 3:13 to go here in the first quarter, that now makes the score Kenmore-Garfield 14 and your Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.
Christian Edwards is part of that offensive line and that push up front from the Rams, who have just scored 14 points in the last minute and 18 seconds.
That's quick firepower. So we'll see what happens as the Devils are going to get the ball back once again. It'll be their third possession, is going back deep for Wickliffe is number 1, Sean Durgance, number 6, Vinny Gargiulo, and number 9, E.J. Mester. As teeing it up is number 16, Clinton Kojo, is that it?
I believe that's what they said.
Okay. So he's got it teed up at the 40-yard line, and we'll see if the Devils can try to reverse their luck a little bit here, because with 3:13 to go, they find themselves on the short end of a 14-0 score. As a high end over end kick, they send it down to Durgance, who's got it at the 25. Ball's back on the ground again. Looks like he got hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, number 7, Marquise Vaughn, just shot right down the right side, and just as he caught the ball, he was able to just knock it out of his hands.
Luckily, Wickliffe was able to recover it, as they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. So 3:07 to go here in the first quarter. 14-0 your score, as we're on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and on the airwaves of WINT AM and FM, 1330 AM and 101.5 on the FM dial. Devils in that pistol formation. Thomas Wentz now in the backfield right behind Durgance. The snap, they give it to Wentz up the middle. He keeps on his feet. He's across the 35 to about the 37, maybe 38-yard line. And, a good steady diet of number 42 might just be what the Devils need here, Mark.
Keyshawn Younger was in on that. Number 7 came up from his corner spot. Marquise Vaughn, gang tackling there, but not before Thomas Wentz was able to bull his way for 8 yards for 2nd and short now for the Blue Devils.
They stay in that pistol formation. The snap is back. And I think they wanted to go to Wentz up the middle, but Wentz went to the left, and Durgance went to the right, so he basically had to eat it and go up the middle himself. Maybe a gain of, no, I think he made back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 3rd and 2 for Wickliffe, ball at their own 38-yard line.
Belfeld was in the backfield before you knew it. That speed again showing up for the Golden Rams.
Yes, they're a very, very fast defensive team we've seen in the early going here. Wentz now to the right side, as they're going to give it. They want it looked like they might wanted to try a double reverse or something, as it looks like they gave it to number 10, Chase Benadio, and they got him in the backfield for a loss. It's going to be a loss of about 7. It's going to bring it all the way back to the 31-yard line, and instead of converting, it's going to put Wickliffe in a punt formation. We're back into punt is number 56, Noah Tellisman. I'll get it, Scott. So a couple Safety's back at about the 40. A high snap that goes over Tellisman's head. It's down it's in the end zone, recovered by
number 19.
Number 19 in the end zone for a touchdown.
DeMonte Terry was just all over that ball. Once it was over the head of the punter, number 56, Tellison. And once again, the Golden Knights come up big with 1:08 to go here in the first quarter.
And Mark, you know, what we saw last week with regard to the challenges of snapping the ball, you know, came back to haunt the Devils once again. So the Golden Rams are on to try a 2-point conversion as they've put up 20 unanswered here, depending on this conversion here with 1:08 to go here in the first quarter. They line up in a full house backfield, quarterback up under center. They give it to the up man who bull rushes his way into the end zone to convert the 2-point. And
once again up front for the Golden Rams, just a big push off tackle, and the 2-pointer was good for them. Well, I'll tell you what, Frank, you know, you wonder just what is the problem with the exchange and the between the center and the quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a new position for the center? Does he have somebody over top of him?
Look, he is a freshman. That's one thing. But even still, you got to figure that there's probably been a fair amount of repetition in practice with regard to being able to get the ball back to the quarterback, you know, waist high, or waist high back to the punter. And this was a huge challenge last week at Harvey. And already in the early going, it's been a challenge for the Blue Devils here tonight. So we'll see what happens as, once again, Kojo has it teed up. A high end over end pooch that's going to come down. It's going to get bobbled once again by the Blue Devils. I believe they were able to fall on it at about the 28-yard line.
Chase Bonadillo on the coverage to get the ball back to Wickliffe.
So we'll see what happens here as the Devils have it for their 4th possession here. They'll have it 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line. As the snap went up the middle as he goes over right guy, still on his feet. A host of Golden Rams trying to bring him down as he gets out over the 30 to about the 34-yard line. Late flags come flying in.
Keyshawn Younger, number 13, was on the ground and had a hold of Thomas's ankle.
So we'll see what the call is, because it was long after the whistles had blown.
Yeah, they're calling on the Blue Devils personal foul. Oh, he's going the wrong way there, ref. There you go.
So, based on the way things have gone here in this first quarter, is there, like a computer, is there a way, could we reboot this?
Do over.
Wow. Because with the penalty yardage being marked off, it's taking the ball all the way back to the Wickliffe 18-yard line. Or maybe now the 19. So, just when you thought things could not get any more goofy, they do. So now it's going to be 1st and almost forever. 1st and 20, ball marked at the 18. They're going to have to get out to almost the 39 for a first down. As they're in the shotgun, the snap is back. Gargiulo trying to get over left tackle. He's going to get met at the line of scrimmage.
And once again, number 13 on the mark for the Golden Rams. And that's Younger, coming from his defensive end position. And again, we had Durganski had to jump in the air to take that snap and then come down and hand off the ball. And the Rams are just too fast of a team, you know, to make to being able to make up for it. The Blue Devils, I mean, the Rams are just right there every single time they hand off the ball.
Devils send 2 wide to the right side, 1 wide left, 1 back next to Durgance. He's looking to throw. He's rolling. He's under pressure. He's going to take off. He's going to get grabbed by the jersey. Still on his feet, breaking tackles. We've got a late flag coming in here as the time is run out on the first quarter. We'll see what the call is going to be, as he was able to get out to about maybe the 21, 22-yard line. As that's basically going to run out the clock here in the first quarter. And it looks like they're marking things off against. We've got personal foul face mask against
the back
Kenmore-Garfield.
The back judge came in from 25, 30 miles away to throw that flag. It happened here on the near sideline. It looks like some of the players are still stretching it out just a bit.
Be that as it may, Mark, we've got 1 quarter in the books, and it's maybe a bit of a forgettable one, as your score is Kenmore-Garfield 22, the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.
Well, as we switch sides here, hopefully Coach Purcello has got something dialed up or something else they can go to, but they just really have to get the center exchange to the quarterback fixed before they can do anything, because as I said, if Durgance has to jump up, come down, then hand the ball off, that defense is too fast to the Golden Rams for them to do anything. So you got to get that cleaned up a little bit. And when Durgance is able to roll out and does have the time, he's made some pretty good throws already. At warm-ups, he was really on the money. So maybe they can get him rolled out a little bit more here in this second quarter and get the ball down the field.
So, Tony, any early thoughts here based on what you've seen the first quarter?
Well, we need to see. What I see so far is that the center needs to start getting his snaps a little bit down. They've seen the snaps have been too high to where Sean has been jumping at the ball, and he doesn't have enough time to stay down and give the ball off to Vincent, Thomas. So I think he just needs to take a deep breath, calm down, and I believe that we're going to come back and give up a fight, put up a fight in this.
Well, nice snap there as Durgance tries to go over right tackle, makes it up to about the line of scrimmage, where a host of Golden Rams are there to bring him down. And we got
down an injured player.
As there to make that tackle was number 14, Rynell Folds. So as we're just underway here in the second quarter, we've got timeout on the field for the official timeout, as somebody for Wickliffe is down. I'm wondering, that may be Durgance, because I'm trying to look on the sideline here.
Yeah, I don't see Durgance, and I think that is Durgance down.
So while we have a moment here, Mark, Tony, once again want to let everybody know that the Wickliffe Schools Alumni Association next month will be honoring some Wickliffe alumni. We have a faculty member, Pete Wolfgram, and a couple of Wickliffe alums from, I believe, class of 1970, 1972. I'll get those names here in a bit.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, check out the WickliffeAlumni.org website for all the details, and we'd love to have you join us with regard to the reception for that, which is going to be happening in October here in Wickliffe. So
the last time out, or when the personal foul penalty was called against the Rams, Sean, against the quarterback, he was stretching a little bit, and I'm thinking maybe it was a cramp down on the field a little bit ago, because he was able to trot off and expects to go back in here on the next play.
Well, he has to come out for at least one play.
Right.
So I believe now in at quarterback is Metzger, as he's in the shotgun. Movement there by the Golden Rams. It looked like they're probably wanting to blitz. Long count there as they give it to Wentz, who's going to get met by a host of Golden Rams in the backfield. He's going to make it, he's going to lose a yard or two, as it's going to be basically, it's going to be 4th and about 6 or 7. Ball is spotted at the Wickliffe 33 as Noah Tellisman is in punt formation. Hopefully they'll get a good snap back to him as he's standing at about the Wickliffe 17, and we've got a couple of double safeties back. Now we've got Kenmore-Garfield taking a timeout. So with 11:04 to go here in the first half, it's Kenmore-Garfield 22, and the Blue Devils have yet to find the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you what, Frank, Mester just on that handoff to Thomas. I mean, no sooner did he hand that ball off than number 22, Antwain Williams, was there. Number 13, once again, Keyshawn Younger. Both really, really fast and good players. Younger, 6'5", 195-pound senior. And, I mean, the second he got that ball, the Golden Rams were in the backfield.
Well, Mark, I have to say that for whatever amount of film they were able to get on Wickliffe, they studied fairly well, because thus far they've been able to shut down the wing T pretty good tonight.
Just about everything the Blue Devils have tried. I don't know if, again, as we talked about in warm-ups, and then when he did have the ball and was able to throw a couple of passes here in the game, Durgans found his guys down the field. They might have to go to the air a little bit more.
So going back in double safeties for the Golden Rams is number 1, Damian Martin. And I'll get the other number here in a moment, but they're back at about the Golden Ram 42-yard line. Snap is back. Tellisman, nice punt as it's going to come down, hit at about the 40 and roll out of bounds at about the Kenmore-Garfield. Looks like they're going to mark it somewhere at about the
38, 39-yard line.
There you go. So it'll be 1st and 10, Kenmore-Garfield with 10:57. Is you think about it, guys, this is really only their second possession. You know, I mean, their first possession, they had a long drive which ended in a touchdown, and then 2 defensive touchdowns due to Blue Devil miscues. So this is only the second time we're seeing Kenmore-Garfield with the ball on offense. So they set up, it's almost old school football, a full house backfield, and the quarterback is up under center. Handoff there goes to, get a name and number here shortly. Matthews on the carry as he went over right tackle, gets out over the 40 to about the 42-yard line, gain of 5, good first down yardage. And Mark, they're opening nice holes, and their running backs are able to hit the holes and know what to do when they see that daylight.
And a lot of guys going both ways on the offense and defensive line. Actually, I think it's the exact same line on both offense and defense. And if they're on defense, they're right in the backfield, and on offense, they're moving the ball, moving that push, and that really great push up front.
Quick handoff again over right guard, as they get out over the 45, and as Terry's the ball carrier for Kenmore-Garfield, and
there was holding on the play on Kenmore-Garfield.
Kevin McCabe on
what
the
I
tackle.
saw.
So we'll wait to see what the call is as to what, it's going to be holding against Kenmore-Garfield. That'll back them up 10 yards. Take the ball all the way back to the Kenmore-Garfield 35-yard line. So 10:08 to go in the first half. 22-0. The Devils are on the, not a good side. Let's put it that way.
Definitely on the.
At halftime, we'll step aside, and you can enjoy the Wickliffe High School swing band. As the ball's on the ground, a fumble between the exchange between the center and quarterback, and I believe the quarterback was able to fall down on it, so the Golden Rams will retain possession. So it'll be 3rd and 13 for Kenmore-Garfield. We've actually yet to see him put it up in the air as a handoff to Martin, who's basically out near first down yardage as he goes over left tackle. And I believe he did get the first down, where he was able to make it out to about the 48, 49-yard line, and it'll be a first down for Garfield.
Well, boy, if your safeties and corners are making tackles, as it was just a second ago, E.J. Mester on the tackle, right up around first down yardage for the Rams. And, boy, I'll tell you what, watching that line just push. They're having their way with the Blue Devils here this evening on both sides of the ball.
That's right, Mark. That they are. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of Kenmore-Garfield. We've yet to see them put it up in the air. They operate this time in a shotgun formation. Really nobody split wide as a quick direct snap goes to Martin. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 40. He's inside the 30. He's off to the races. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown for Kenmore-Garfield. As he was able to get wide to the left side, broke it back at about the 30-yard line, and was able to get into the end zone. And looks like
52 yards on the carry.
And they've the Golden Rams are doing their best to break this thing wide open. So we'll see what the we've yet to see them try a placement.
And I don't think we're going to see anything different either. I think Coach Boyd's going for the 2 points here.
As the Golden Rams set up once again, this time in a shotgun formation. A very tight offensive set. There's really nobody set wide at all. The snap, quarterback going to take it, run up the middle. He's near the goal line, and it looks like he did not make the conversion. So with 8:47 or 8:41, I'm sorry, to go here in the first half, that makes the score Kenmore-Garfield 28 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.
Calvin Bibbs was the quarterback on that play, on that point try, Frank, that failed to get into the end zone. And nice stop by the Blue Devils that time. And we're going to see them back on the ball, with the ball. 8:41 to go. A lot of time left still here in this first half with a 28-0 deficit for your Blue Devils.
Going deep for Wickliffe, it'll be Gargiulo, Durgance, and E.J. Mester as teeing it up once again for the Golden Rams.
So what do you do, Frank, if you're Coach Purcello here in a situation? It's, you know, it doesn't seem like much is working. You know, I wonder.
I think you got to try to mix it up a little bit.
I mean,
if need be, try a trick play, put the ball in the air. High end over end kick is going to come down. Durgance has it about the 25. He's across the 40. He's still on his feet. And one man to beat, gets out over the 40 to about the 47-yard line.
Number 20, Micah Freeman, saved a touchdown for the Golden Rams.
That's right. If he got past Freeman, he was gone. So it'll be probably the best start of field position for Wickliffe tonight, as they'll have it 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line. as Durgant's getting some last moment instructions there from Coach Purcello heading into the Blue Devil huddle. Wentz is in the backfield. Looks like he's going to line up out on a wing, as Gargiulo now is going to be, I believe, in the pistol right to the left side of Durgant's. The snap is back. It's a direct snap to Gargiulo, who's trying to get wide to the right side, and he basically was not, the Golden Rams were not fooled at all there, Mark. You said, what did the Devils do? They tried almost like a variation of a wildcat there, and it was a loss of about 3 on that play, all the way back to the 44-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 13 for Wickliffe. My sense is at some point you got to start putting the ball up in the air to try to make something happen, because the Golden Rams are basically sitting on the line of scrimmage. Durgant's into shotgun. The snap, they give it to Wentz, trying to get up the middle. He's going to make the line of scrimmage and no more. As the interior defensive line of Kenmore-Garfield, I see that number 22, Antoine Williams, is one of the guys in there, but no gain on that play, which will bring up 3rd and 13 for Wickliffe. Ball still at the 40. Actually, they moved it back to the 43, so a loss of 1 on that one. It'll be 3rd and 14 now. About 7 minutes to go here in the first half. 28-0 your score. The Blue Devils on the wrong side of that ledger.
Coach Purcello has to call a timeout.
And we've got a timeout taken by Wickliffe with 7:02 to go here in the first half. And Kenmore-Garfield 28, Wickliffe nothing.
I'd like to say welcome everybody from all over the world, wherever you're watching or listening from. Let us know, especially if you're on the socials medias of YouTube and Facebook. Let us know where you're listening from, watching from. Glad you're with us this evening. And of course, welcome listeners south of us down in the Akron area. Golden Rams fans.
Mark, want to give a shout out to Tommy Otwell, who's thanking us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. Tommy, thank you for being with us here tonight. As it's wonderful to be able to talk to people and have people click in, alumni, followers of Kenmore-Garfield from anywhere in the world here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. Always a pleasure to be able to bring the home games as we are here tonight, as it'll be now 3rd and 14 for Wickliffe. The ball at their own 43-yard line. As Durgant's trying to, is going to get met under pressure, is going to get basically dropped back at about the 38-yard line. And
number 3 for the Golden Rams, Ronald Belfield, all over the field once again. Number 22, Antoine Williams. And Durgant's was in trouble, almost got outside. If they could just give him another second or two, I think he can get that ball away.
Tellisman on for the punt. He's standing back at the 25. High snap once again. A rush, almost blocked. A high end over end kick's going to land at about the 40-yard line of Kenmore-Garfield, where it's going to be down at about the 39 by number 21 for Wickliffe, which is Jude Devaney. So with 6:06 to go here in the first half, it'll be the 3rd possession. Believe it or not, here we're halfway through the second quarter, and this is only the 3rd possession for Kenmore-Garfield. As they'll have it 1st and 10, the ball is on their own 39-yard line. And the other thing, which isn't so rosy, Kenmore-Garfield's going to start the 3rd quarter with the ball. Again, they line up in a full house backfield. They have no wide receivers, ladies and gentlemen, spread wide at all. They are going to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. As, again, they give it to the first back, who's basically this time contained at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was number 15, which was Devion Logan, looked like, on the carry. Although he did get ahead for about 3 or 4 yards. I thought they had him at the line of scrimmage. Bad spot on my part. My fault there, folks. Clock running about 5.5 to go here in the first half. 28-0 your score. As this is going to be like student body left, right, or up the middle. A full house backfield. As they hand it off to number 19, trying to get wide to the left side. We've got a flag down, probably a hold.
Yeah, blocking the back.
And we're going to get a flag probably for a horse collar down as they were able to get down to the Wickliffe 42-yard line. We have to sort out all the laundry that's on the field. As I'm going to guess it'll be holding on Kenmore-Garfield and horse tackle on Wickliffe, but we'll have to see what the call is. Could be offsetting. Looks like the lead official trying to confer with the side judge to see what they need to do as they're bringing the ball back.
Boy, on that run, Frank, Terry just took off around that left side of that offensive line. And, I mean, he was gone. And once again, you've got the first line of defenses, your defensive backs. That does not bode well for you for the rest of the evening. And just, fast team. And we thought last week Harvey was a fast team. This, I think, is the fastest team they've seen so far this year.
So we've got offsetting penalties, so we'll do it again. It'll be 2nd and 7, ball at the 42. That tight bunch, they basically running the same play. It's going to be number 19. He's basically taken off on the left side. He's still on his feet, and it looks like he's going to get stepped out of bounds back at about the 30-yard line. As number 19 is DeMonte Terry.
Once again, Terry, same play. Coach Boyd's just going to keep going back to that play until they stop it.
You know, that's what you do. I mean, if you can't stop it, you know, it's going to be a steady diet, so it's going to be a new set of downs. 1st and 10, Golden Rams. Ball now on the Wickliffe 37-yard line. As the Golden Rams break the huddle.
Stay tuned. Halftime's coming up. At least we'll get to hear the band.
The quarterback on a keeper. He's going to tries to peel wide on the right side as I think E.J. Metzger was there to bring him down but not before a gain of about 5 on that play.
Well, I think that was a busted play. I think he wanted to hand off to somebody going around the other side, and either he turned the wrong way, which I'm guessing that might have been the case, the quarterback, and was just able to move the ball ahead just a little bit, 5 yards on that carry.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd down, and look, the scoreboard has it marked as 7, so we'll call it 2nd and 7 for the Golden Rams. Here on this beautiful Friday night here from Wickliffe Memorial Field. And again, the handoff looks like to Williams. This time they were able to contain him for only a gain of about 2 yards as he got wide to the left side. As the Devils were able to bring him down after a gain of 2, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Ball sitting at about the Wickliffe 33-yard line. Nothing flashy or, with regard to the Golden Rams. They're going to come up and they're going to run the ball right down your throat as they line up in a full house. As on a delay, the quarterback trying to keep it. He's up the middle. He's got the 1st down. He's down to about the Wickliffe 25-yard line.
I also think that was a busted play.
I think you're right, Mark. I think he was looking to hand it to one of the backs, and both of them kind of crisscrossed behind him, and then he just turned around and ran up the middle.
And boy, oh boy, when you're getting 1st downs on busted plays.
That's going to spell a long evening. So clock running as we're coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the first half. The Golden Rams are on the move. And the Golden Rams are sitting on a comfortable 28-0 lead. Your Blue Devils tonight not having been able to do much on offense, and actually a number of miscues have put them in this deep hole here tonight. Wickliffe showing blitz as basically up the middle, going in for a touchdown is number 29.
Ty-Cole Brown. And he just shot right up the middle.
Seems like an injured Wickliffe player is down, about on the 20.
So the Golden Rams add to their lead. Just awaiting the conversion here. We'll get a name and number as to who's down for Wickliffe, as temporarily the score is Kenmore-Garfield 34. The Wickliffe Blue Devils yet to find the end zone.
Ty-Cole Brown once again, number 29, and he was in the defensive backfield before I even saw who had the ball.
Right. Good play faking there by the quarterback, Mark, as, he broke into that clearing and he was gone.
2:36 to go here in the first half. And it doesn't look like the Rams brought a band with them, so we'll just be hearing your swing band this evening.
Thomas Wentz making his way off the field rather gingerly, I may say.
When we were at the game last week at Harvey, he got banged up, and he might have re-aggravated that injury he had, which kept him out of the entire second half of the game last week against the Red Raiders.
Well, it looks like the Golden Rams are going to try a point after, like in the form of a placement kick. Number 2, Raymond Trice will be the holder, and I think so Kojo is on to try the point after. The snap is back. The kick is, wow, that's like a high pop-up, but it's good. As that now pushes the score out to be Kenmore-Garfield 35 and your Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.
Boy, Frank, I don't think I've seen, or it's been a while since anybody's put 35 up on us in the first half.
That is, you're right, Mark.
It's been a while. Which means we're going to the running clock?
Yes, the mercy rule, which, as we saw last year, was generally the other way around, where it was the Devils who were putting up 30-plus points in the first half. But tonight we're seeing basically the Golden Rams running on all cylinders and almost like they're in overdrive based on what we've seen thus far here in the first half.
I think the second half will be a matter of coming up with enough cliches to describe how well the Golden Rams are playing this evening. And by the way, if you're just joining us, you'll notice the field, and if this is your first time you're joining us this season, what a wonderful field, and being down on it is just such the surface is fantastic, and after all these years, finally a wonderful football, soccer field as well, and I know the players really enjoy it, and it looks beautiful on YouTube and Facebook. It really does. And from high atop the field where we're at, on the 50-yard line.
So we've got a different kicker who basically squibs a kick ahead, where number 49 for the Blue Devils number 45 for the Blue Devils, Gavin Zerbady, was able to pick it up and advance it out to the 50-yard line.
And he was met head-on by Davion Logan, number 15 of the Rams.
So the Devils will have it with 2:31 yet to go here in the first quarter at midfield. Let's see if Wickliffe can muster up some offense and get on the scoreboard here tonight, as number 1, Sean Dergance, makes his way into the huddle. We'll see what the Devils are going to dial up here on this possession. They send one wide right, one wide left, as Durgance is going to keep it. He's going to get met at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a favorable spot of back at the line of scrimmage, but they could have made the case of losing a yard there. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Wickliffe, ball at midfield.
And Terry on a heck of a hit there where he just about picked him up and put him on the ground a half yard behind the line of scrimmage, but they give him a favorable spot back at the line.
They send a slot. They've got a wing back in the slot on the right side. Durgance looks like he's changing the play. He's in the shotgun. The snap is back. Hand off to Gargiulo, who's going to get met in the backfield, but he's going to again make it back to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to get the Rams for a personal foul after the whistle.
So we've got a personal foul, as Mark noted, called against Kenmore-Garfield. That should put Wickliffe to be their deepest penetration into Rams territories. It'll be a first down for Wickliffe at the Kenmore-Garfield 35. So they've got 1:39 to try to do something here, at least try to get on the scoreboard one way or another.
And you know, Frank, this is really turning into be a physical game for the Rams. I mean, they are really coming hard.
The snap, Durgance looking, he's going to keep it, go wide left. He's inside the 30. He's going to go down at about the 26-yard line. Good, as Harris was there to bring him. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Devontae Terry for the Rams was there, just shot over from just about the other side of the field. And we've seen him all over the field on offense and defense this evening.
We'll see what Wickliffe can do here as we're almost down to about a minute to go here in the first half before your swing band will provide the entertainment here at halftime. Gargiulo is in the pistol position right behind Durgance, awaiting the snap as Durgance looking to throw. He's under pressure, and he's going to get met. He's going to possibly make it. We'll call it
about a yard there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he got about a yard.
And
see if the Devils use a timeout here with regard to try to conserve some time. And clock just under 30 seconds to go here in the first half. It's almost like Durgance didn't even, it's like he was back there rolling around and couldn't even set up to try to find a receiver, and he had a couple of Golden Rams in the backfield there as we're down to about 15 seconds, and now it looks like we've got timeout being taken by Kenmore-Garfield.
Just because you have them doesn't mean you have to take them.
Right. 15 seconds to go in the half, and the Golden Rams have taken a timeout as they're sitting on a rather lofty 35-0 lead here at Memorial Field here in Wickliffe. So I think in the second half, I think we'll open things up and turn things over to our young Mr. Tony here. Let him, let him get indoctrinated in the world of play-by-play. I think, Tony, you and Mark and Scott got to take things over here in the second half, and we'll, who knows, maybe you'll be able to bring the Devils a little bit better luck.
Maybe world may never know.
Well, the Golden Rams have made their way back out onto the field. Wickliffe still in the sideline huddle with Coach Purcello.
Well, if you're looking at that defensive line for the Rams, number 13, a younger, 6'5", 195. He looks a little bit bigger than 195, but he's every bit of 6'5".
Without question.
On that defensive end.
So Wickliffe has a receiver wide left, one wide right. Durgance looking to throw. He's basically under a lot of pressure. As he's going to take over inside the 10.
Going to get inside the 10. They're going to burn it. They're calling a timeout.
As the Devils do call timeout with about 4 seconds to go. as Martin was able to bring him down, but not before the Devils were able to get a first down at about just outside the Kenmore-Garfield. Well, they're going to mark it at about the 11-yard line. So we'll see if the Devils are going to try give it one heave into the end zone, or doesn't look like they've got the field goal unit going, getting ready to go out on the field.
I think they were looking for another rollout pass to either Vincent or someone else, but Sean put on the wheels, escaped out to the right side of the field, and got the first down, which is what the Blue Devils really needed here.
That they did. And actually had one more guy to beat, and he would have made the end zone, but we'll see, if they're able to dial something up here, they'll be able to get off one more play here in the first half. Halftime, you'll be able to enjoy the Wickliffe High School swing band. Unfortunately, we do not see a band, and actually want to thank there is a bit of a crowd here from down in Akron, as Wickliffe now is making their way back out onto the field. They've got a receiver wide right, one wide left. The snap. Durgant's looking to throw. He sets. He fires.
Oh!
Wide open. Wide open in the end zone, and Durgant's had a little bit too much on it as it falls incomplete. I think he was looking for Gargiulo, and that's going to bring an end to, let's say, a merciful end to the first half with the score Kenmore-Garfield 35 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.
Well, as I said earlier, Frank, we're going to have to come up with some other ways to describe just, how well the Golden Rams are playing this evening. Scott headed down to do the PA announcing, and he'll be back for the play-by-play here in the second half. And while we're waiting for the band to start here in just a few seconds, let us know where you're listening from, if you're on social media, Facebook or YouTube, or if you want to just let us know where you're listening from. All the Blue Devil fans out there, and of course we have some Golden Rams fans out there as well, listening from Akron. Welcome and watching. And of course, it's always good to be on 1330 AM and 101.5 FM WINT radio. Our once a year stop off on the radio.
Mark, I think they just want to see if we still have it with regard to that broadcasting stuff, And here's your swing band.
Proud to present, under the direction of Mrs. Pamela Graves, Assistant Director Mr. Vincent Reddy, and Major Advisor Mrs. Katie Shai. It's the often imitated, but never yet duplicated, Wickliffe High School Blue Devils Swing Band. Tonight the band is being led downfield by Major tune you like. Whether it's the Isley Brothers, the Beatles, or Otis Day in the Night, it's just plain fun. Featuring junior trumpet soloist Scott Tennant, it's the song that makes us all want to shout. Excited to be joined by the Wickliffe Middle School Band, also directed by Pamela Ray. Please welcome to the field the Wickliffe Middle School Band. The combined bands will perform a song that started as a sensation on the streets of Byron Bay, Australia, before hitting #1 in 20 countries around the world. We hope you enjoy Combs and Eyes, Dance Monkey. Wickliffe Middle School Band, thank you for your very kind attention this evening. Good luck to both teams and both bands this season. And as always, go Wickliffe! Ladies and gentlemen, if you purchased a 50/50 rapid ticket, you want to get that ticket out. We will be reading the winning number in about 30 seconds. If you have that winning number, you will take home $553 this evening. $553. The prize tonight in our 50/50 rapid. This is a blue ticket, and the winning number is 415556. Again, 415556. If you have that winning ticket, you have just won $553, and you can come to the press box to claim your prize.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As halftime, got about 5 more minutes here as it's winding down. If you're just clicking in or tuning in on WINT, the Blue Devils find themselves in a bit of a hole tonight, 35-0, as the guests from Akron, Kenmore-Garfield, the Golden Rams, have basically been having their way with the Blue Devils. But while we've got a moment here, I'd like to give a shout-out as for the Wickliffe School Alumni Association. We will be hosting the Achievement Hall of Fame dinner coming up on Thursday, October the 14th. It'll be at Pine Ridge Country Club over on Ridge Road. And this year the inductees are Pete Wolfgram, who was a legendary teacher, coach, and actually many other things here at Wickliffe High School. And then from the class of 1970, William Eberhard. and the class of 1972, Chris Lambert. So they will be honored that evening at Pine Ridge. You can obtain tickets for that. There'll be a dinner, and then there'll be the inductions, and it'll be $35 per person. Tables are available for 8. There'll be a cash bar from 6 to 7, dinner at 7 o'clock, and then the ceremony about 8 o'clock. And I have to tell you, it really is a very nice evening, because not only are you honoring alumni, be they faculty or students, but it's a way to catch up with people from Wickliffe High School and see some of your old friends. And having attended just about all the dinners, if it's achievement or athletics, it's really a wonderful night. So if you can, we'd welcome and love to have you there on the 14th.
Well, Frank, I'll tell you what. Coming back to the game here, as you mentioned, Kenmore-Garfield with a commanding 35-0 halftime lead. We said before the beginning of this season that this was a restart. This was a rebuild for Wickliffe after the wonderful 2020 season that the Blue Devils had, in which they advanced almost as far into the playoffs as they'd ever been, close to it. It was a restart in a lot of ways. One returning starter back, that's Thomas Wenz, who we saw late in the first half suffered an injury. Hopefully he will be back on here in the second half. Frank mentioned that he was injured last week and missed the second half against Harvey. But, in terms of people with significant varsity football experience, Thomas was about it. A few others had played here in the E.J. Mester and some others. Bobby Plum, who we've not been able to see this year because of an ankle injury. We hope to get him back fairly soon. But other than those few guys, that was that was about it in terms of experience. Now, number 6, Vince Gargiulo, whose name you hear us call quite a bit, he was in the Devils' plans last year when they had the likes of Mason Balla and Isaiah Bolin and Chase Fortcamp, and he was supposed to mix it up back there in running back, but he was the victim of an injury and wasn't able to get in there very much. So all of that is a way of saying that you've got a whole bunch of really, really young, inexperienced kids on both sides of the ball for Wickliffe, particularly along the line. Now, we mentioned here a couple of weeks ago, Tony, when we opened up here at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium against East Tech, the home part of the schedule, we mentioned that Wickliffe's got size. When you've got the likes of Mitchell Lindsay out there and Alex Cunningham out there and Bennett Goodell and a couple others, these are big boys, right? But big doesn't necessarily mean experienced. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are quite yet have adjusted yourself to the intensity of varsity football. And what we said from the start was that these guys were going to take their lumps against some of their opponents. And I hate to say this, folks, but the schedule does not get easier in the second half of the season as we get further into CVC, Chagrin Valley Conference play. So, Tony, your thoughts so far? If you're Wickliffe, what do you have to do coming out here in the second half?
What I really think we should really do is get our center under control. I think he still needs to take deep breaths and work on his snaps. They've been a little high all game, which isn't giving Sean enough time to set his feet and make the play he wants to instead of always scrambling. But like you said, Vince Gargiulo last year with the mixture of Mason Balla and Chase Fortcamp into the running back position, Vince wasn't happy about it with the injury. He wanted to play all season. Yeah.
Would love to have seen him too.
Oh yeah.
And I will say this, Tony, bringing up the center snaps, and you're right, whether it's long snap or short snaps, that's the thing you have to get under control. But I will say this in defense of, young Mr. Cunningham and others who play that position. Yeah. That's a rough position to be able to get the snap there and basically get hit in the mouth. Yeah. Every single time. That is a thankless job in there. And you see they're getting better. They're going to get there. Yeah. And that's part of this growth process.
That's the kids like Alex Cunningham, sophomore, I believe.
I think he's a freshman, as a matter of fact. Yeah, he is a 9th grader.
Yeah, he is a freshman. So I went to all the workouts for the football team, and he was talking about this is going to be his first year at center. And so off of what I know is they were working with him so much during the off season and at the beginning of the season to work on getting his snaps down and just get ready for anything that comes his way with everything.
So, and that's, boy, I'll tell you, it's one thing to practice, but game speed is hard to really recreate in practice, even in scrimmages. And, we saw that when the season opener out at Brookside, where, some of these guys were shell-shocked after the first couple of series at the speed, intensity, and just power of varsity football played at that level. And that's okay. It's how you learn. Everybody's got to go through it. I know they used to have, when I played here, they used to have a tradition of the freshman football team would go up against the varsity defense and offense. And now I'm going to throw some names out you would not know. But, those seniors, for me, when I was a freshman, were from the class of 1985. So the likes of, Vince Federico, you got guys up there coming in, Dean Repar coming and hitting you in the mouth. And that's how you learned it, because we had that tradition here. It's a much smaller roster here. You have a much higher risk of injury that you have to be careful of when you only have 30-some guys as opposed to 60 or 70 on your roster. And a lot of these guys it's on-the-job training, right? So
yeah. So off of the point of where we were talking about, like, new kids coming up and everything, we got the Quinn brothers, Ryan Quinn and Patrick Quinn. This is their first season playing football. I know Patrick tried to play. He wanted to play in 8th grade, but concussion held him back from it. Ryan was always hands-on with it, learning. He wanted to do it from the start of high school. And then we got Jude.
Jude Devaney, yeah, I'll tell you. He's been impressive.
Oh, yeah.
He really has.
But overall, I feel like this team is going to grow and get better in the next few years for the young kids, especially all these for all the freshmen.
Now this is so Thomas Wenz, one of the Blue Devil captains, he is out at midfield here for the pre-snap meeting before the beginning of the second half, and he is seems to be walking and jogging just fine, so that's encouraging. Hopefully we'll see him out there, because he's obviously a very key piece on both sides of the ball as we get set here to start the second half. And this is interestingly, now I don't know if this has been agreed to. If this is right now, there's 6 minutes on the clock, and I wonder if there was some sort of agreement to lessen the length of the quarters. We'll see if they keep those 6 minutes on the clock. We talked about the fact that, officially under the OHSAA rules, that here in the second half with a point differential exceeding 30 or more, I should say, that we would have a running clock. And I don't know if the coaches and referees got together to have another solution to it, but we'll see what happens once play begins. The Golden Rams are actually lined up now to receive the kickoff. Wickliffe should be kicking off. Am I right there, Tony? I believe we...
Yeah, we're going to be kicking off to start the second half, and the Golden Rams are ready to receive the ball. And I think in the back, ready to receive, is number one.
Looks like
Damian Martin.
Damian Martin back there. And Noah Tellisman is going to kick off for Wickliffe. And, Tony, we're going to throw it over to you here for at least this first series of play-by-play. So take it away, my friend.
All right. And the second half is underway for the Wickliffe Blue Devils and Golden Rams. About a squib kick out of bounds. Penalty markers on the ground.
And, Tony, that is not we talk about this a lot, that's not an uncommon approach to the kickoff for the Blue Devils, that pooch kick to the side.
Yeah.
And, Noah placed it a little far, but not too bad. Not too bad. You need your kick coverage team down there to recover it for that to be effective.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to mean that's going to bring the ball out, I believe, to the 40-yard line, right?
Yeah, 40 or 45-yard line.
And, we talked about in the pregame, Noah Tellisman taking that kickoff. He and soccer teammate Colin Casey coming on to handle kicking and punting chores for Wickliffe. And so they're learning the ropes as well, along with the rest of this team.
Yes.
So it is one big learning process for sure.
Yep.
So the ball's going to be placed at the 35-yard line, and that's where Kenmore-Garfield will start. 1st and 10 in its own 35.
And they're in their full house set for the offense. Time is not running yet after the first snap, and snap. Thomas Wentz with a big hit and fumble. But, nope, saying down on contact. Thomas Wentz with a big hit in the backfield.
And as we suspected, Tony, they are just putting 6 minutes up on the clock for this quarter. So it sounds like we'll have 6-minute quarters here in the second half. That's a first. I don't remember seeing that before. And you've got a Blue Devil team that has, you know, after this one has 6 more potentially very tough games to play, and you certainly don't want to lose any of your key guys.
No. We don't really want to risk losing some key guys to the team. Golden Rams with the handoff to up the middle. As he breaks loose to the 43-yard line. Thought they were going to whistle it down after the big pile up there. Can't tell who's carrying the ball because they had to switch it real quick.
Sounds like, I think that was Tino Mitchell, number 24, who was the ball carrier there. Tino, a 5'7", 160-pound freshman. 3rd and short.
They're back in their full house. Hand the ball off to number 24. Gets it out to midfield. Tino Mitchell with the ball. And it seems like there's a Golden Rams player down.
So we do have a lot of new names in there. Number 8, Logan Ruskin, making the tackle for Wickliffe. Logan, a 5'8", 160-pound freshman, defensive back. I believe he is the younger brother of Layla Ruskin, who is a volleyball and basketball standout for Wickliffe. And you know what I like about Layla? She plays hard. I don't care what sport it is.
Yeah.
She's coming at you. Fun to watch in basketball. Good to see the injured Ram there, number 61, James Thompson, coming off under his own power. So we, as we said, Tony, we have some new numbers out there, which is good to get the guys on both sides of the ball who maybe don't get a lot of varsity time, some experience here under these Friday night lights.
Yep. That's the thing with some of these kids who sit their freshman and sophomore year of high school for all the upperclassmen and then come in their junior year and start learning it more in game time.
Not easy.
Nope, not at all. Hand off to number 25 to go outside. Thomas with the tackle.
Isaiah Matthews, also a freshman running back for Kenmore-Garfield, around right end there. And as you said, there he is, the anchor, Thomas Wenz, making the hit.
Thomas can be on this field at any spot at any time.
Well, I'll tell you, he was really, when we discovered him as a running back a couple weeks ago, I called him, what a revelation to see. You knew the guy could play on defense, but boy, to see him carry the ball.
We play a little like Christmas and Turkey Bowl here and there with each other as the Golden Rams run the ball again and get stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a tackle loss, about a 1-yard loss.
We'll see who carried on that one, but coming out of the pile, helping on the hit, was Baron Montrell, number 40, the senior for Wickliffe. I'm sorry, Montrell Barron. I was reading it backwards because the roster for the Golden Rams, we have the names the other way. Montrell Barron, excuse me.
To see Thomas go from his junior year to his senior year is a big difference. He was always working on himself and everything before his senior season. He wanted to do everything he could. They go back with a QB sneak, and there's a flag on the play. Full start on the Golden Rams.
And Tony, because we had the 6-minute quarter time, we're already down to 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Yeah. So this is a running clock. Third down and 10 for the Golden Rams.
Kenmore-Garfield hanging on. I shouldn't say hanging on, but holding a very comfortable 35-0 lead. I wish it was more of a hanging on situation, but it is not.
There they are in their full house set again. Where they've been at all day with their running gaming.
You know, as Frank and Mark said, there's not much secret as to what they're going to do.
Seems like they're just trying to run the clock out at this. They go in. Hand off and stopped about midfield. So it is 4th down and about 7, I want to say. Hard to tell.
I think that's right. I think you're right on, my friend. And we'll see if they want to punt or this is already an unconventional second half, so we can't assume anything.
We have 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
This will essentially be a one-possession 3rd quarter, and they are lining up to go for it here on 4th and 7.
4th and 7, they're going for it.
But we're going to get a
timeout.
timeout.
The Golden Rams.
So with 24 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter, your score remains the Kenmore-Garfield Golden Rams 35 and your Wickliffe Blue Devils 0. And, you know, Tony, you've participated in scholastic sports of various kinds before. What happens when you come off of just a bad loss where you're struggling to find something you've done well? What do you have to do coming out of a game like this?
You just need to keep your head clear. Don't worry about anything that happened in the past, and always keep your head on everything that's in front of you. You never want to look into the past, because if you do, it's going to bring you down, and then if anybody brings it up on the team, it's going to bring the whole team down. So I think Wickliffe, after this, just needs to clear the heads and keep everything going.
Spoken like an accomplished bowler.
Snap and pushing the pile, and it looks like he's going to be.
I don't know. He may have it. Depends on the spot.
No, he's short. Short on 4th down. Now we see Wickliffe's offense coming back out onto the field. Hopefully we can get that little 0 off the scoreboard and add some points there.
Well, Sean Durgans is still in there. He trots out onto the field. The 6'1" junior quarterback. Still learning the position.
Yeah.
I think it's important to realize Sean, you know, he's an athlete, he's a good basketball player, but, you know, he's a guy coming in here learning not only how to play quarterback, but quarterback specifically within this wing T offense it's a specialized skill set.
Seems like Wickliffe's going to go with the rush offense. You got Sean with the run and get tackled about at the line of scrimmage here. And that right there, folks, is the end of the 3rd quarter with the Golden Rams 35, Wickliffe Blue Devils 0.
And here's your Wickliffe Blue Devil fight song.
That brings us to the end of tonight's 3rd quarter of play. For Kenmore-Garfield 35, Wickliffe 0.
Well, Tony, you know, it's good to hear that song. We've heard that precious few times tonight. We heard it at halftime at the end of the Blue Devil Swing Band performance. A couple of weeks ago, Tony, Frank and I actually, the Blue Devils scored early in the second half while the band was taking its 3rd quarter break, so they weren't available to play the fight song. Frank and I sang it. And actually, I think that approach was pioneered by Mark and Frank at Lutheran West last year. And Frank, I don't know if you know, but we heard from the FCC, we got fined for our version of the fight song. That was ugly. So back to the action.
Here comes Wickliffe in a shotgun formation, well, pistol formation. Sean rolls out to his right and passes to Vincent Gargiulo. Vincent gets to the 40 and runs out of bounds. He gets hit out of bounds. I feel like right there between Sean and Vincent, they've been friends for so long and they have a good connection that they can trust each other so much on the field.
So they know each other pretty well then, huh? Okay. Because I think we saw, earlier in the game when Durgans completed a pass to Gargiulo, it was a very similar rollout pass.
Yeah. I feel like if they go to any pass play, this is what they really go to as their main pass play. But I remember the first home game against East Tech, we threw a couple long shots and they were completed. Sean does got the arm for passing, and he's got the speed for running. As he rolls out to his left, and looks like he's going to take it, gets to the 35 and gets taken down.
Among the Golden Rams there on the hit was number 29, Tycole Brown. Brown listed as a halfback officially, with no defensive position listed, but it looks like he's playing out in the defensive secondary for Kenmore-Garfield.
Yeah. So I got Wickliffe back in the pistol formation. Well, where's this? No. Sean snaps it, hands it off to
E.J. Mester.
Spotting the ball at the line of scrimmage after the tackle by, I think that is number 10, Calvin Bibbs.
Helped out by number 15, Davion Logan, the linebacker on that play. Logan, a good-sized freshman, 5'10", 230 pounds. Less than 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
Sean keeps it himself, goes out to his right, cuts back to the left, cuts to the inside, and gets stopped about at the 32 yard line. And the tackle.
Once again, Tycole Brown out there making hit. Nice to see big Noah Garrison, number 79 for Wickliffe, out there ahead of that play and also helping to open up the edge. It's going to be fourth down for Wickliffe. 4th and 3 at the Rams' 32-yard line.
Sean with the snap rolling out to his left. And he's got, I think that is Vincent again.
It is Vince Gargiulo,
Yep.
Indeed. Boy, I'll tell you, and he just kind of, he had to get rid of that ball. It was an interesting little throwing motion, and Gargiulo
like
just settled in a seam and was open. That's a first down.
Glad to see Vince held on to that after a big hit. But he can take big hits like that.
So 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Wickliffe looking to see if they could change that goose egg up on the scoreboard before this one is all said and done. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Devils at the Kenmore-Garfield 22-yard line. Kenmore-Garfield continuing to lead 35-0 as they have since late in the second quarter. And I think Wickliffe won a little early on that one. Back them up 5 yards. And, you know, we have actually seen that's happened a couple of times, sometimes called, sometimes not this season. And that is a matter of practice repetition on the timing of when you go in motion. And, you know, Coach Mars Purcello and the staff with his pistol wing tee, you know, motion's a big part of it from a lot of times from those slot receivers, from those wing backs.
Yeah. Sean with the snap, drops back to pass. As he stays on his feet, seems like he ran into his lineman there.
Durgan's doing his best
to stay up, and it seems like can't tell who that is. All I saw was a number 2 on him.
I think the primary on the sack, Keyshawn Younger was in there, but number 58, Garrett Hogue as well. Yet another freshman out there on defense for Kenmore-Garfield, and we have another injured Blue Devil on the field. Never like to see any injuries. You know, when it was so hot here a couple weeks ago, Tony, it wasn't so much injuries, it was cramps in a lot of cases. But tonight, I think a couple of guys had their bells rung or took a shot down low. And hopefully everything is okay with that Blue Devil. We'll be able to identify him in just a moment. I want to give a shout out to a couple of shout outs, one of which is to Tom Ross, my father-in-law over on Green Ridge Drive, who's tuning into the Worldwide Blue Devil Network tonight. We mentioned Tommy Outwell earlier. Tommy and Tom are neighbors on Green Ridge Drive. And good luck to the Wickliffe boys and girls cross-country teams, as tomorrow morning they will be traveling to Brecksville Broadview Heights to participate in the Bruce Lurch Invitational cross-country meet. Last weekend we had a lot of fun with the cross-country teams. They were unable to get a meet, so they came here to Wickliffe Memorial Stadium last Saturday morning and competed in a timed 2-mile run, eight laps around the track, and that was won by senior Everett Chapo.
That's number 52. That is Ryan Quinn that was down. And I would also like to give a shout out to Amanda Morris from New Jersey, one of my good friends who I bowl with in a couple tournaments. It's tuning in to the Blue Devils Nation show to watch us play.
Well, Amanda, glad you could tune in. Sorry we couldn't give you a better show here tonight. Always enjoy seeing the fourth quarter tradition here of the drummers from the swing band and the cheerleaders getting together. And we have a big cheerleader contingent tonight. As I think, Tony, we have some middle school cheerleaders joining the varsity cheerleaders as well.
We had some middle school, we had some youth cheerleaders here to start tonight's game.
That's right, yeah, we did. The Wickliffe varsity Blue Devil cheerleaders led by captains senior Emma Thompson and junior Jada Davis. So 1:23 to go, clock running. Second and long for Wickliffe.
Sean with the snap, a little high.
They give it to E.J. Mester, and I don't think Kenmore-Garfield was especially fooled on that one, Tony.
No. I think they've got everything figured out at this point. Besides, I think some of these passing, I think they get surprised half the time, sometimes when we're passing.
Less than a minute to go here. Wickliffe facing third down, and scoreboard says 20. It's certainly third down and a country mile.
There's the pass to numbers. And that's number 23.
It's intercepted. And 25 actually still on his
25.
feet. And I believe he's going to take this one to the house.
Pick 6 by number 25, Isaiah Matthews.
Boy, that was about a 90-yard interception return, Tony.
Yep.
And
picked off at the 12 and returned it to the house.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Sean was going for number 7.
Sean was going for either number 7.
Which is Nunzio Zivnaska, the freshman.
Yes, or he was going for, where is he at?
So now we do have a flag on the field. I think those points are going to be taken off the board.
Yeah. I think it's maybe for, they probably celebrated.
Block in the back. Yeah, I think it was a block in the back. If it was celebration in the end zone, I think they would count it. But in this case, they're going to bring that back. 9 seconds on the clock. And we'll see where they put it down. And I would assume that Kenmore-Garfield will just kneel this out and seal off what is now going to be a 35-0 victory after a very, very quick second half, thanks to mutual agreement to play 6-minute quarters here in the third and fourth quarters. And as we said, I don't think we've seen that before. It's an even quicker method of getting through the second half than the traditional running clock. So
they put in the ball down on Glenmore's 40-yard line.
So that was relatively early in the return.
Yes.
Still a nice return by Matthews. Took advantage of the holes he could find. And at least he gets credit for the pick on that one. And as we said, The Rams now, they're going to put
And they're
one
just
man
gonna
back
kneel
just
it.
in case. Mark, was it Joe Pisarcik of the Philadelphia Eagles who once fumbled a snap in the victory formation? Yeah, Frank's. It was against the Eagles. Okay. And that's going to do it as time runs out here at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium. So, your final score here tonight in this non-conference hastily put together football game was the Kenmore-Garfield Golden Rams 35 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils 0. And folks, you know, as Tony was saying, this is one that the Blue Devils really have to put behind them as they get ready next week to continue Chagrin Valley Conference plays. They travel to Brooklyn, I believe, to take on the Hurricanes. And, you know, that's a game that, you know, I think will probably be a little more competitive than this one, a little more evenly matched up, certainly, than on this one, than what we saw here. But, you know, Frank, we talked about this at halftime just a little while ago, but this is part of the process right here. When you have kids that just, you know, they have not played at this level, they're learning the speed. They're still learning the playbook in some cases.
Yeah, you know, this was a learning experience tonight, Scott, just as the game against Harvey was. I saw a lot of similarities between the Rams and the Red Raiders from last week. A lot of athleticism. You know, they were firing on all cylinders. They blocked well. They tackled well. The running backs were very, very, very athletic. And it's something that the Blue Devils will, you know, they'll learn from. So, and as you say, next week they'll be able to, you know, they're on the road to Brooklyn. We've generally matched up well with Brooklyn.
Haven't seen them in a few years.
That's right. We haven't seen them in a few years.
Yeah, but now that the schedule, I think, matches up a little bit better with our enrollment these days, as we are firmly entrenched in that D6 Ohio playoff classification system.
So, not to change the subject, but I think some kudos to kicking off your broadcast career here to Tony Throckmorton. You know, as a junior here at Wickliffe High School, and one of the things that Mark, Scott, and I have been trying to do for a number of years is to involve some students from Wickliffe High School with the webcast and the broadcast. And Tony, I think you did a tremendous job tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
You know, with pleasure. We hope you'll be back. And,
I probably will.
Well, good. You know, I mean, not only were you on YouTube Live and Facebook Live, but you're on WINT AM and WINT FM. So, you know, you covered all the ground tonight.
We'll expect to see him back up here in 2 weeks on
That's right.
Friday, September 24th, as the Blue Devils will come back home on homecoming night.
That's right.
And they will welcome in the Lutheran West Longhorns for that one.
And Longhorns are...
That's a pretty good team.
That's a
pretty
team
good squad right there. And Tony will more than pick up the slack. I will not be able to join you that night, as I will be on the PA mic taking a one-game replacement for longtime PA guy Gary Willis. Going to sub in for him, and Gary gets a well-earned rest on that particular night.
Well, then the Larry, Curly, and Mo will be Mark, Tony, and I, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. It'll be homecoming, which is always a big, wonderful night. A lot of alumni make it back for that game, and we hope you're able to join us. As you know, it's always our pleasure here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network, made possible by the Wickliffe School Alumni Association, to bring the webcasts of the Wickliffe Blue Devils. So I guess we'll wrap it up here at this point. Want to thank everybody who joined us tonight on WINT AM and FM. Thank you for joining us, and from wherever around the globe you were able to be with us on YouTube Live or Facebook Live, we thank you. And in a couple weeks we'll be back as once again the final from Wickliffe Memorial Field. If you're a Blue Devil fan, it stung a little bit tonight, but our congratulations to the Kenmore-Garfield Golden Rams as they prevailed by a final score of 35-0. Everybody have a great weekend, and once again, you know, from all of us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network, tomorrow our hearts are heavy with regard to, as we remember those who sacrificed, made the ultimate sacrifice 20 years ago. So we thank you. Have a great night, everybody, and a great weekend. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.